600 gang, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
I mean, we've never seen U.S. households in this good of shape.
Oh, here we go. Down 9.5% at 1,569,000. That is a huge miss on starts.
Housing starts down. You know, when I hear from the fake Business News Network every day that households are in such good shape, they're so strong, the consumer. I mean, it's just a lie. Then we find out a huge miss on housing starts. Well, I told you that was going to happen. Remember what I said to you? Stop believing the fake Business News Network. This is another housing boom like we had between 2001 and 2006. It's nothing like it. Of course, there's a big miss. Remember, this is a small group of people who left the city. They had equity in their homes. They've been in their same home for about 13, 14 years, and they just moved out of the city, went into the country. This is not the Bush mistake where he decided, let's do subprime. After the prime buyers, the prime credit, bought their homes, he comes in and he says, let's take subprime people. Let's all sell them a house. He fought with Freddie and Fannie, who only wanted AAA credit. That's what they would buy from the banks. If you went to the bank, got a mortgage, and the bank wanted to sell that mortgage, you had to be a AAA rated person. That's all they bought, that they wouldn't get in trouble. But Congress pushed them to take subprime people, meaning that they could make their own, decide what their payment would be. No verification of income. I mean, it was stupid. It was unbelievable. Of course, we had one big housing boom that went right to bust. What's happened here is different. You got people who are making $150,000, $200,000 a year, moving out of the cities, going to the suburbs, buying and building new homes, and that's a small group. The housing market survives on first home buyers. Kids are just getting married, starting a family, but they can't do that anymore because of inflation. They can't even keep up with their rent. Another bit of news that just came out. They say we have a strong consumer. Really? Then why is it 5.7 million people who rent are behind in their rent? Oh, but what did he say? He said, households are in good shape.
I mean, we've never seen U.S. households in this good of shape.
Where he should have stopped, he said, we've never seen so many households, 5.7 million, behind on their rent. See, that's what he should have said. But the fake Business News Network is not set up to tell you the truth. That's my job. Housing starts down big time because they've been lying all along about how great the housing market is. We had this flurry. That was great, but it wasn't first-time home buyers. It wasn't going to last. It's not going to last. Why is it? If things are so great, the consumers are so strong, why weren't they strong before the pandemic? How all of a sudden are they strong after the pandemic? What happened? Bunch of nonsense. Why are 68% of Americans considered debt slaves? 68%. They're considered debt slaves. They can't afford to purchase a home. That's why they're rented. They can't even afford the rent. 5.7 million of them. These are debt slaves. They can't afford to purchase a home or save for retirement due to the massive debt they've been carrying because of all the printing and printing and printing of money that causes tremendous inflation. There's nothing worse than inflation. It's a hidden tax. It's brutal. It's brutal. So now we have auto loans and student loans. What, they better now than after the pandemic? How could that be? Before the pandemic, they were in trouble. In fact, now they mark the 6th consecutive month being delinquent more than 90 days, both auto and student loans. Oh, it was better now, huh? I see. So the pandemic made things better is what they're telling us. 43 million people owe $1.7 trillion in student loans. What are you, nuts? Delinquencies before the pandemic were an all-time high. Oh, I see. Now it's gotten better. Why? Because the government, under that CARES Act, suspended the payments? And then they took the money and went to Walmart? Or went to Wendy's or went to Starbucks or wherever they go? Oh, I see. They're better off now. I got it. 43 million people who owe 1.7 million, they were able to set their payment aside. This is unbelievable under the CARES Act. Suspended payments. If they're so strong, then why would they have to suspend their payments? Why the forbearance? Before the pandemic, we had mortgage delinquencies. They were at an all-time high. Those whose payments were over 90 days before the pandemic. So they take 5 million homeowners, they put them into mortgage forbearance so they don't make any payments. And boy, did they get screwed on that. Fake Business News didn't ever tell them the truth. You better stay away from that program. Didn't make them stronger because they don't have to pay their payments. That made them stronger. I see. So when you hear how the retail sales are terrific, well, of course, if you don't have to make your payment on your student loan, don't have to make your payment on your mortgage, of course you're going to have money to run down to Walmart. This is unbelievable. They just don't get it. Or they get it, but they lie. But let me tell you a little story about how the fake Business News Network duped these homeowners going into this terrible forbearance program. And again, if they were so strong, why would they have to go in the first place? And also, if they're so strong, why just 3 months ago? They've extended it for another 18 months. If they're so strong, the consumer, why in February? We're talking 3 months ago. 90 days ago, they extended it again for 18 months. But let's talk about the forbearance program. Here's what they didn't tell you. They were telling you, the fake Business News Network were telling people that there's a deal of a lifetime, as you could defer your payment up to 30 years, or at the end of their mortgage, or whenever they moved. Okay, so let's talk about the move. They're going to have to get another mortgage, don't they? Well, they can't get one. Why? Because they're in a forbearance program. Wait a minute, how come? Well, first they said, don't worry about the forbearance program. It's not going to affect your credit with any of the credit bureaus, as it's not reported to any credit bureau. Wrong. They reported it. But here's what they didn't mention. Here's how they duped you. They reported to every credit bureau immediately that you're going on this program. Now, they didn't list it as delinquent, but here's what they did do to people. This is incredible. When I get back from the break, I'm going to tell you what they did in this program. You know what? Every time government does something, they screw it up.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Graney, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Graney, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Warning: Google, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, all these hot stocks are going to crash. They're going to drop as much as 60-70%. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Exactly what happened in the dot-com days is going to repeat itself. Remember, 85% of people lose money in the stock market because they don't know when to get out. I fixed that with my color code technology chart. Tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. That's right. Make sure you check it out. It's free for 10 days. philsgang.com. Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They've become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG. Try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. We're being told that they've never seen the consumer so strong. My question has always been, then why the forbearance program if they're so strong? They weren't strong before the pandemic. But here's how the program was set up to work, as you're supposed to work. They told you not to worry. It's not going to be reported to the credit bureau. Well, they did report it to the credit bureau, all the credit bureaus. But here's the key right here. If you miss 5 mortgage payments while in forbearance, your loan is extended by 5 months beyond your end date. Now, you may have to make higher monthly payments once your forbearance period ends to catch up. Now, the way it works is you won't, again, they tell you won't be reported as delinquent to the credit bureaus, okay, in that time. And you're entitled to an initial 180 days of forbearance, followed by a 180-day extension, then an additional extension to June 30, 2021, or for a total of 15 months. Well, they just extended again in February for another 18 months. But I thought they were strong, so why do they have to extend it? But when your forbearance period ends, you need to start making payments on your mortgage again, but you got to catch up. Now, if you can't make the payments, which most can't because they can't catch up, then you may be able to modify your loan to make it more affordable. That is not what is happening. Here's what happened. If you go to if you want to refinance your house, or if you say you want to sell your house and go to buy another house, well, the lender will not originate new mortgages, or they won't refinance your home at a lower rate. The reason, because you were in a forbearance program. They consider you contaminated. In other words, today, if you go into the bank and say, hey, Joe, I was in the forbearance program. I can't make up those payments. I know I got a 180-day extension. I want to refinance my house. We can't do it. Why? Well, because Fannie and Freddie, who buy our loans, there's too much uncertainty. So we don't know what they want to do. They haven't laid out a program for us. So we can't refinance you because of the uncertainty with Fannie and Freddie. We don't know what mortgages they're going to buy. If you go to buy a new home, excellent credit, and you go back and say, okay, I want a new mortgage. Guess what? No. So they put all these people in these forbearance programs, and now they're screwed because they can't rewrite their mortgage. And if you sold your house, you can't get a new mortgage because Fannie and Freddie, they don't have any program now for the people that were in forbearance. And so the banks don't have a place to sell their loans. They don't hold on to loans. They sell them off. So they got to hold on to these things. So there lies the problem. That's typical government, isn't it? Typical government. We're here to help the poor people. We're here to help those in need. And now you're done with your forbearance, you're screwed. Unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. But going back to this, how everybody's in such healthy shape, good shape, it's not true. Why do you think gold is going through the roof? And you know what the other thing is that people don't understand? We are going to be in not just inflation. We're going to be in stagflation. And he never explained to people what the difference is between inflation and stagflation. First of all, inflation destroys you as a consumer because every dollar you have in your wallet or your savings is destroyed. It goes down in value. And at the same time the value is going down in your dollar, all the commodity prices are rising. You've noticed that at the gasoline pump of what, 40% in the last year, if not more. So when you go to the gasoline and you pull out your dollars, you can't buy as much gasoline with that $50 bill as you could just 3 months ago. See, that's what happens with inflation. And the big problem, they keep printing and printing and printing too much money, and it destroys you of all that printing of money. So prices are going up, and your dollar is going down, your purchasing power, and your wages are not catching up. Now, stagflation is where we're ending up now, and they don't want to admit it, but it is vicious. I know. I went through it in the 70s because in the 70s I owned oil companies, and we had a lot of gasoline stations, and boy, I'll tell you, it was a vicious thing because what happened is, like now, we have a high unemployment. That's caused by the government because people are being paid to stay home. Well, back then we had high unemployment, and because people were getting laid off left and right. And what happens is your prices keep going up. And as your prices keep going up, the people, your employees, they can't make it, so they demand more money. And then when they start demanding more money, remember, the businesses can't, they can't pay more money, but they have to, but they do. It hurts them. And then the employee takes the money and goes, spends it. And that helps more inflation. So it's a vicious cycle. The employee keeps asking for more money, and he spends, which brings the inflation pricing even higher. And it just keeps going in a circle. And it destroys the economy. I mean, it's a vicious cycle of demand for more money. They spend it. Prices go higher. Demand for more money. They spend it. Prices go higher. It's just brutal. And that's where we are heading. But nobody will tell you the truth. So that's why you're seeing gold go up. And that's why I've been saying to my members for a long time, get back into gold mining stocks. And you'll see gold mining stocks go up for a while, and then they push them down because they artificially push them down. They have to push them down because anytime gold goes up, it's a sign that the economy sucks. And it's a sign to our lenders, China and others, that we're in deep trouble, and they want more interest. So they try to push gold prices down to pretend we're doing terrific so we don't have to pay more interest. More when I get back. Join my gang for 10 days free.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grain at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down. It keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. When the markets open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com, you can. philsgang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With philsgang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
When the markets open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Okay, so again, we're talking about inflation. Stagflation is a real killer. But they're not going to tell you that. And they're also going to, they're not going to admit we're entering, and we already are in stagflation. Because remember, stagflation helps the very wealthy, helps the Wall Street, hedge funds, the banks, the wealth. But it kills Main Street. If you think inflation kills Main Street, stagflation does worse. Just remember the 70s if you're around then. So, but I'm just going to change subjects for a minute. Listen to what Kramer was saying today. I had a laugh. Let me get the cut. Listen to this. The guy calls him about UMC.
Is United Microelectronics a buy at this level?
I think so. I think so. It's just doing really well. I mean, the chart is wrong. The stock is doing well. I'm okay with it. I really am.
My God, he can't even read the chart, for heaven's sakes. Are you kidding me? Are you nuts? The stock has gone up in the past year. Okay, a year ago, it went up over 400%. And then institutions started to pull their money out, and you could see it. It was red. Started to pull the money out. Then it came down about 29%. Then they ran it back up 40%. So now it has a double top. So, and then now she's breaking back down, and she's totally red, which is telling you the institutions are pulling the money out. So if you want to make some money on this stock, if this stock, let me bring it back a year here. Okay, if this stock breaks, if it breaks through a low of $8.35, $8.35 it's now $8.68. Goes below $8.35, sell it short. And that's the beautiful thing about learning how to sell short. What a difference it makes. I mean, I talk about it all day, okay, with my members in my class, that it's my gang members. It just makes such a difference, because if you're buying a stock and you thought you bought it right, and then it pulls back 2 days and you get upset and you get out of that stock and you go try to find another stock, doesn't make sense because the other stocks are all up. So you're not going to gain anything. I mean, the analogy I use almost every day is like you buy a house 15 years ago for $250,000. Now the house is worth $400,000. You sell it. Now you go around looking for new houses. Well, all the other houses are up too, so you don't get a deal. Matter of fact, you're going to get a lesser house, less square footage, not as good as your home. And you start finding that out and go, oh my God, why did I sell my house? The same thing with a stock. When your stock is up and you think, I better get out because it's going to come down, why get out? Because especially if you feel it's going to go down, right? Just short it. It's so easy to do. Anybody can do it. Your kids could do it. You could teach somebody in kindergarten to do it. It's so easy. But they don't want you selling stock short because Wall Street doesn't make money. So, but also, again, we're going to see in the next few days, if you don't see the industrials, and you can follow symbol XLI, if you don't see the banks or the industrials and the materials group, XLB, if you don't see UPS, which is part of the industrials, and FDX, if they don't make new highs and sustain it, then you're going to see a big correction. So you got to watch your industrials, and you got to watch your materials. And in those industrials are UPS and FedEx. Watch those too. If they don't make a new high and sustain it, then you're going to see a big sell-off. Because right now, the pressure on the big tech stocks is getting worse and worse. And every day, they continue every day to try to rig the market, okay, to make sure that Europe, is not dumping their treasuries. But they can't. They can't. The Federal Reserve is going to keep printing and printing and printing and destroy our country, or destroy the middle class, destroy the working class. The wealthy are just going to get fabulously wealthy with all this inflation. So, but you got to learn how to sell short, for heaven's sakes. I mean, you're giving up so much money by not selling short, by sitting around trying to wait for that next stock. And let me tell you something. These stocks, if these big leadership stocks that have been leading for 13 years, called the FANG stocks, big tech stocks, all the names everybody knows, they're done with. Because they can't bring interest rates back down to their glory days of 80 basis points. 100 basis points. Those days are over. You can't keep printing money for all these government programs, these social programs, free college, free this, free that. They're going to go and take every building and make it a green building. And I mean, do you understand the stimulus programs they're going to have? I mean, they already did $10 trillion in 100 days. Now they're talking about another $4 trillion, then another $2 trillion. They've gone insane. That is incredible inflation. Printing and printing. So gold is just going to go through the roof. So you really should be looking at your gold mining stocks. But to make sure that's the case, we'll get a confirmation if XLI tanks or XLB tanks, or they both tank, and especially the banks. The banks are trying to take lead now. See, you always want the big techs leading because they've been leading since 2013. Well, now the financials are stepping in. And the people who are buying these tech stocks, I mean, they still are buying these big tech stocks. They're nuts. They don't understand what's going on. These are people coming in, known those names for years, and never bought it. They come in 10, 13 years later thinking they're going to get rich. They don't have any clue that all this social programs and all this stimulus we're going to keep doing is going to keep driving these yields higher and higher. And when we reach, on a 10-year Treasury, we reach 200 basis points. Remember, in April, we were at 172, and they panicked. And remember, they did everything. They printed money 24/7, trying to buy every Treasury out there to bring those interest rates back down, bring those yields back down. We're talking about the long-term yield, not the short-term that the Fed deals with. We're talking about the long-term that again, affects your house mortgage. And that's the other thing. You can make a lot of money, too, in the next few weeks if you watch the builders. Watch the builders, because the builders and the REITs are going to get crushed. So V and Q is for the REITs, and we just started to short them a little bit. And so you got to know where to be. You got to know what stocks to be in. And see, if you don't know how to short the opportunities, you're just going to give them up. So V and Q, how are they going to, with interest rates going up, REITs depend on low rates. So don't utilities. If you go and look at XLU, for example, that's another one that you should be watching because you can make a lot of money on. And XLU just turned red today. Because they're going to get slaughtered. And they're just setting up for a nice short right now. But you got to be patient. Just like the gold. I told my members, be patient. But they're not, because they're all used to going into Microsoft and Apple and Netflix and Google and Amazon and making money every day. So now when there's some work to it, they don't want to work at it because they've been for all these years, since 2013, making all this easy money. Well, the easy money's gone now. Now you got to work for it a little bit. But all you got to do is identify which group should I be in. And we make that easy because the color-coded chart, just like Kramer, he's got this guy in this deal, he's out of his mind. This guy's going to lose his shirt. But the chart will tell you where the money is going. And that's what you need to look at. And use it for 10 days free. Check it out, philsgang.com.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day? That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026.
Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
Hi, I'm Phil Grant at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down. It keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Warning. Google, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, all these hot stocks are going to crash. They're going to drop as much as 60, 70%. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Exactly what happened in the dot-com days is going to repeat itself. Remember, 85% of people lose money in the stock market because they don't know when to get out. I fixed that with my color code technology chart. Tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. That's right. Make sure you check it out. It's free for 10 days. philsgang.com.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Why pay thousands of dollars for a weekend seminar when for only $39.95 a month, philsgang.com provides all the daily market investing information you need to make profits in the stock market. With over 40 years of investing experience, only Phil Grandy and the philsgang.com team provide daily live investing webinars, up-to-the-minute market updates, all the investing educational videos you can imagine. Don't hesitate to learn, invest, and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Hope you listen to my show on my YouTube channel. And remember, every Friday at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the evening, I post the unveiling, the unveiling of the market crash that's coming. And boy, you can see it now. I mean, just so clear. Because we are not only inflation, we're heading towards the 1970s stagflation. But listen to this.
18 months ago, we had a rip-roaring economy.
No, we didn't. We didn't have a rip-roaring economy. We didn't have a rip-roaring economy since 2009. Now, the economy appeared to be rip-roaring because of stock buybacks. It was all fake. It was all fake. Remember, we never fixed the economy because we never fixed the banks. Baby Bush should have fixed the banks. He should have let them go down, and we should have had a recession. Recessions are good. They're painful, but they're good. They reset everything. They reset everything. We never reset our banks. We never reset our economy. You got to get rid of corporations. Got to get rid of debt, all that debt. We never got rid of the corporations' debt. Now they got historic debt. Historic debt, these corporations. And what are we doing? Printing money, the Federal Reserve, they go in and they buy the corporate debt, the Federal Reserve. And then they put it on the Fed's own balance sheet. And then the corporations have cash to go and make the same mistakes again and keep spending. Then they're in trouble again. Federal Reserve prints money, goes in, buys their debt, puts it on their balance sheet. Now they got cash. They go out, make the same stupid mistakes, which is stock buybacks. That's all they care about. They don't care about business investment so that we're producing more as a nation, so that wages go up, savings go up. And when you have good wages, good savings, and interest rates are going up, that means things are really good. And then you go and you take entrepreneurs, they start businesses. That's the backbone of our country. They don't do any of that anymore. Everything's measured by good, meaning there's a stock market going up. And then everybody's convinced that the stock market's the economy. They've been doing this since 2009, off the lows of 2009. It's all been fake. A good economy, you don't need to do that. Tell me why, if you got a good economy, would you go to a company and say, look, I'm going to buy your debt. I'm the Federal Reserve. I'm going to buy your debt. I go to the banks. I'm going to buy your debt and give you cash. Because they have no place else to sell their debt. They should be let alone. Don't buy their debt. If they're going to fail, let them fail. But we've been propping all these companies up for 13 years. Now it's over. Now what they're doing is they're going to print as much money. They're going to keep doing these social programs, okay, to print more and more money. And they're going to tell you anything to get you to buy stocks, keep moving that stock market up. But at one point, you can do all the forbearance programs you want. Oh, by the way, the forbearance programs, call your bank if you're in a forbearance program and ask them if you can refinance. Or ask them if you're going to get a new mortgage on a house, can you get one? Is Fannie and Freddie, are they buying the mortgages from you? That's a very important thing you should know if you're in this forbearance. Remember, it's not everybody. It's not 100% of the people. Okay? Some banks will hold on to their own mortgages. Don't sell them, right? And they'll take care of you. But the ones that have to sell their mortgages to Freddie and Fannie to get money back so they can go redo it again, those are the ones who are in trouble. So you got to check with whoever's holding your mortgage. But this vicious cycle that we're having right now, okay, it's just not going to last. You can't keep sitting. Look, it's impossible. I mean, you can't have the United States got a negative net worth, for God's sakes. A negative net worth. Almost 22 trillion net worth is negative. And our debt is growing much faster. Our debt is growing much faster than what we produce as a nation. Productivity since the 70s have risen 73%, yet wages only 12%. In the last 13 years, we've had no business investment. They've taken that money for business investment, which, remember what that business investment does. It gives you a wage increase. It gives you a better standard of living. It starts small businesses. It makes your dollar stronger. They don't care about any of that. They want inflation. They want inflation, so the rich get richer with the inflation. We haven't had any business investment. The national debt at 28 trillion, almost 30, when we produce only 16 trillion in goods. Are you kidding me? We produce 16 trillion in goods, yet our national debt's 28 trillion? Corporate debt since 2009 has increased 40%. 40% to 6 trillion. Those companies we should let go down, let them go broke. Oh no, let's go buy their debt from them, print more money. I mean, you're going to need $1,000 to buy bubble gum, for God's sakes. Time these characters are done. Let's talk about corporate cash. They have 6.3 trillion in debt. You know how much corporate cash they have? 2 trillion. 30% of the companies in the S&P have negative cash flow. Have negative free cash flow. Negative. This is crazy. Talk about before the pandemic, credit card interest rates. In the last 5 years, they've gone up 45% because of inflation. Historic delinquencies. Oh, but you can put that in a forbearance if you want. This is what gets me. All this forbearance, they're saying, oh, forbearance has made our economy great. Just like this GDP. Oh, we're going to have a growth of 6, 7, 8, 10%. When Trump and Obama, the best they could do is 2.8%, which they both claimed they had the best economies in the world ever, historic. How do you go to 8, 10%? When we have a negative net worth in this country. It's just insane. But look at, with this insanity, you can make some insane profits. Shorting. In the meantime, when the market rallies, make sure you're in the right groups. And that's what our job is for our members. Make sure we're in the right groups. Make sure we're in the banks. Make sure we're into oil. The other day we bought some gas stocks. They're beautiful. The other day we bought gold stocks. They're terrific. You got to be in the stocks that are going to do well in this kind of a situation. But you also got to be in the stocks that are ready to sell short. Like the housing stocks are going to get killed. The REITs are going to get killed. Learn how to short those. I mean, think about the housing stocks. It's over for housing stocks. This is not the boom of 2001 to 2006. But those stocks are going to get killed. And so, and all you have to do is know how to set them up to short. Watch your investment banks, JP Morgan, Bank of America, Citi. Watch those three. If those three don't break out and run, they're all now testing their highs. That's where the test is, always at the top. They're testing their highs. Now they're printing and giving them $250 billion a day because these banks are broke. They were broke since September 2019. They went and saved them, and Fake Business News Network never said a word about it. They went in that night and saved these banks. Same problem we had right before the crash of 2008. So they're going to do everything they can because the big tech stocks are going down. They're now going to work on making sure they can push these banks up, trying to keep this market going. If they do, then just keep buying the bank stocks. You just got to have somebody to tell you which stock to get in. And we do that every day. We take our portfolio every day, and Steve records it so that our portfolio stock, game member portfolio, every day at 2 o'clock, it's posted, tells you exactly what to do.
Goldman Sachs continue to hold this one long as well. Move your stop on this.
So he tells you exactly what to do. This is unbelievable. Listen to this.
Inflation is not bad for stock investors.
Oh, really? Inflation? He's right. Because inflation moves up stock prices, right? But when do you get out? That's the problem. 85% of the people don't know when to get out of a stock. I'll fix that for you. We'll fix that here at Phil's Gang for you. Go to my site, philsgang.com. Go to Working Investors. Sign up for 10 days free. Get my charts and the membership for 10 days. All I ask is help St. Jude once you're making money. See you on the charts.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me to make